Conditions have been very bad. Thanks for calling. Thanks for calling us? Thanks for joining us. I'm Sharon Resolvin. Something like that. I'm just Morrow. Things winding down in New York, but in the Plain States, still big mess. Thanks for calling. Thanks, I did it again.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. Local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. Extended forecast. Special regional information. Forecast for cities nationwide. Precipitation and its movement during the past 90 minutes. Intensity is indicated by the color code at the top of the screen.
Alrighty, good evening, folks. And thank you for tuning in with me once again as we do Advent of Cyber Day 16. It is Day 16 of Advent of Cyber. Welcome everybody, thank you for tuning in with me. We got, who do we got? We've got Whisper of Snow in the house. What's going on, Whisper of Snow? Oh, good to see ya. Anyway, we're gonna do some... I got a lot of people who are gonna expect some Fortnite. Now that's gonna be on the other stream on YouTube. Or much later if you're watching on Twitch. But anyway, hope everyone's having a good day. Or had a good weekend. Once again, we'll be doing Fortnite after this. So if you're on YouTube, go over to the other stream. Or if you're watching on the archives, well, you gotta watch the other show. The other stream link. But how's everyone doing tonight? Hoping you're all doing well. We're gonna get ready. We're gonna hack the planet. We're gonna hack the planet, bitch. We're gonna hack the planet. Advent of Cyber 2024. Heck yeah. Let me link this over here. Alright, so we got the link up for some of the InfoSec peeps. Might want to watch. Yeah. How are you doing, Advent of Snow? Hoping you're doing well. I was checking with some friendos. It looks like we'll be able to do the longer stream. Only kept Fortnite as a possibility for tonight. Because I would rather check the make sure I was free tonight, which I am. We'll be doing some Fortnite tonight after Advent of Cyber. Let me refresh this. But yeah, and also guys, I have some eggnog here. Could use some chocolate though. I need to make some eggnog with chocolate in it and Coke. I've got some Coke. I got Coke, nog, and I need chocolate. Although I could go for some rum too. I could go for some rum. We can actually drink all the booze and hack all the things.
Telenoticias. Informe meteorológico. Este segmento es presentado por KL.
I know, I hate being so interrupted. I'm gonna have to move, like, for real. I really need to move out of my place where I live right now. And unfortunately, that's not gonna happen right quite yet. Anyway, it's 22 minutes in. I was gonna wait a little while. Talk with y'all some. Anyway, go ahead and get into the TryHackMe thing. I was kind of distracted a little bit, which I always am. Let's be honest. Alright, so looks like we're dealing with Microsoft Azure. Guys, we're dealing with Azure here. So I guess we'll be having a little bit of fun with that. So if you guys are good tonight, if you guys are good, I will let you... Let me throw the mic over here. I will let you play Fortnite with me if you are good. Alright. Let me get my eggnog over here. Ugh. Heck yeah. I love the eggnog. Freaking love eggnog. Freaking love eggnog. Especially with the Coke in it. So, let me go into Hicker's Heckin' and let's get heckin'. We're gonna go heckin'. We're just hackers hacking. Okay. Don't open. I told you I was gonna stream Fortnite after hacking things. That's what I said. It's after the hacking. No. I don't have the stuff. I don't have the stuff to do a hackers hacking and don't call me mom on stream. Don't call me mom on stream. I already talk. Don't call me mom. Don't call me mom. Look, folks, I have not. Look, the rumor that I was pregnant. Alright, there was a rumor that I was pregnant. Right? But look, I didn't. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. Let's just start the hacking. Let's start the hacking. Nobody call me mom or senpai or any of that. My name's Kiri. Kiri. Anyway. People call me mom now. Next thing you know, they're gonna call me daddy. Alright, so here's the story. Another day, another challenge, and unfortunately for McSkidy, another intrusion in their Azure tenant. Before joining McSkidy in her investigation, there's some catching up to do, and this is a story best told in rhyme. As Sockmas approached, so did the need to provide those with something to read. Care for Wares tried. They made it a mission. A gift for all wares, a Sockmas tradition. McSkidy logged on and felt some confusion. An alert saying a detected intrusion. An inspection began as to what was at fault. It seems access was gained to McSkidy's key vault. She checked and she checked, as she had to be sure, but it had been long since adopting Azure. Troubleshooting ensued. Ideas had been tabled, which would have been great if logs were enabled. with 3 hours slept and no records kept. McSkidy then knew what she needed to do. It's true that on her, this town does depend, but to find what was wrong, she needed a friend. So clearing her throat and preparing her pitch, she picked up her phone and called up the glitch. It was too late, though. It was too late. It was late. Too late. McSkidy's eyelids felt as though they had dumbbells attached to them. The sun had long since waved goodbye to Wareville, and the crisp night air was creeping in through the window of McSkidy's office. If only there was a substance which would both warm and wake her up. Once McSkidy's brain cells started functioning again, and remembered that coffee existed. Checking her watch, she was saddened to learn it was too late to get her coffee from her favorite Wareville coffee house, Splunkin' Donuts. The vending machine downstairs would have to do. Sipping her coffee, McSkidy immediately lit up and charged back into her office, ready to crack the case. However, as she entered, the glitch had an idea of his own. He'd got it, and he figured out an attack vector the user had likely taken. McSkidy took a seat next to the glitch and began to walk through it. So today our learning objectives will be to learn about Azure and what it is, why it is used, learn about Azure services such as the Azure Key Vault and Microsoft Entra ID, and to learn how to interact with an Azure tenant using the Azure Cloud Shell. And I see Canola Cuties in the voice chat. Welcome in. I will be doing Fortnite after the TryHackMe portion of the stream on Twitch and YouTube.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I came in a little early.
That's alright. I kind of started a little later myself, so it's all good.
You're all good.
Alrighty. So before diving into the glitch's idea of the attacker's path, let's introduce some of the key concepts that will be covered in the process. We are going to start by introducing Azure. To do that, let's consider why McSkidy is using Azure in the first place. It all started when McSkidy's role as the cybersecurity expert of Wareville really started taking off. Before she knew it, McSkidy was in high demand and needed to create all kinds of resources to help her organize her duties. These included a web application to handle appointment making, multiple machines running for investigations, and more machines running for evidence storing and analysis. McSkidy hosted and managed all of these machines herself. That is, on-prem, or on premises. This initially wasn't a massive issue because, after all, she wasn't a corporation, but just helping the citizens of Wareville with cybersecurity matters, not manners. However, as time went on, McSkidy ran into issues during peak times when she would receive many requests for help, and therefore needed to process more evidence. All of this increased demand meant McSkidy had to scale up her resources to handle the load. To put a long story short, this was a lot of hassle for McSkidy. She wished there was a way for someone to handle her infrastructure on her behalf, especially when scaling her resources during peak times. Scaling her resources up during peak times and down when they resumed. That's when Azure came to the rescue. Azure is a cloud service provider. And cloud service providers, others include Google Cloud and AWS, provide computing resources such as computing power on demand in a highly scalable fashion. In other words, McSkidy could instead have Azure manage her underlying infrastructure, scaling it in times of increased demands and decreasing it once traffic resumed to normal levels. The best bit? McSkidy only has to pay for what she uses. Gone were the days of buying physical infrastructure to handle increased loads, only for that infrastructure to go unused majority of the time. Azure and cloud adoption in general boasts many benefits beyond cost optimization. Azure also gave McSkidy access to lots of cloud services ranging from identity management to data ingestion. Quite frankly, there are more services that can be abbreviated in a sentence. At the time of writing, there were over 200. These services can be used to build, deploy, and manage McSkidy's current infrastructure, as well as give her the options to upgrade or build new applications in the future given the range of services available. A couple of Azure services will come up during Glitch's attack path. Let's have a look at them now. Azure Key Vault is a Azure service that allows users to securely store and access secrets. These secrets can be anything from API keys, certificates, passwords, cryptographic keys, and more. Essentially, anything you want to keep safe, away from the eyes of others, and easily configure and restrict access to is what you want to store in an Azure Key Vault. The secrets are stored in vaults, which are created by vault owners. Vault owners have full access and control over the vault, including the ability to enable auditing so a record is kept of who accessed what secrets and grant permissions for other users to access the vault, known as vault consumers. McSkidy uses this service to store secrets related to evidence and has been entrusted to store some of Wareville's town secrets here. Microsoft Intra ID. So, McSkidy also needed a way to grant users access to her system and be able to secure and organize their access easily. So, a Wareville town member could easily access or update their secret. Microsoft Entra ID, formerly known as Azure Active Directory, is Azure's solution. Entra ID is an identity and access management service, or IAM service. So in short, it has the information needed to assess whether a user application can access X resource. In the case of the Wareville town members, they made an Entra ID account, and McSkidy assigned the appropriate permissions to this account. With that covered, let's see what the glitch has come up with. Knowing that a potential breach had happened, McSkidy decided to conduct an assumed breach testing within their Azure tenant. This assumed breach scenario is a type of pen testing setup in which an initial access or foothold is provided, mimicking the scenario in which an attacker has already established its access inside the internal network. In this setup, the mindset is to assess how far an attacker can go once they get inside your network. Including all possible attack paths that could branch out from the defined starting point of intrusion. Let's see what we got here. Do we need to start the attack box today? No. Do we need... Let's just answer these questions. By the way, guys, do we start the attack box? No. We started VM today? No. Is there a split screen available? No. Is there a direct link available? Yes. Are we given credentials to connect directly to the cloud environment? Yes. For this assumed breach testing of Wareville's tenant, McSkidy will provide a valid credentials. So in order to get the credentials, let's click Cloud Details, and this is something new to me. Let's join the lab. And let's be honest, this part is very much new to me. So we've gone ahead and joined the lab. You may view credentials by clicking on the Credentials tab. And to use the credentials, click the Open Lab button in the Environment tab. This is going to open the Azure portal login page. So kindly use the recently generated credentials to authenticate to the Azure portal. Okay. Credentials. And we need to make sure this password is secure. Ask me later. Don't keep me signed in. As you see, we've opened up the lab and then in the environment tab, and it opened up the Azure login page. We encountered a multi-factor authentication configuration port, but we clicked ask later. You want to do that, and click cancel when prompted with the welcome to Azure banner. So let's click cancel. This is interesting. Now guys, I have never played with Azure before. Well, I may have, but not really. I've mostly been playing with Oracle, and Oracle's fun. So, the Azure portal may default to your local language, but if you prefer to switch it to English, you can follow these steps. So, number 1, go to your settings on the top panel. On the right hand side, click on language and region. That should be the left. Was that left hand side? I think it's left hand, isn't it? But wherever, click on language and region, click the language, change the language to English or your preferred choice using the drop down menu and hit apply. Azure Cloud Shell is a browser-based command line interface that provides developers and IT professionals a convenient and powerful way to manage Azure resources. I'm sleepy. It integrates both Bash and PowerShell environments, allowing users to execute scripts, manage Azure services, and run commands directly from their web browser without needing local installation. Cloud Shell has built-in tools and pre-configured environments, including Azure CLI or command line interface, Azure PowerShell, and popular development tools, making it an efficient solution for cloud management and automation tasks. Azure Command Line Interface, or Azure CLI, is a command line tool for managing and configuring Azure resources. The Glitch relied heavily on this tool while reviewing the Wareville tenant. So let's click the same one while walking through the Azure attack path. As mentioned above, the Azure CLI is part of the built-in tools inside the Cloud Shell. So let's go back to the Azure portal and launch the Azure Cloud Shell by clicking on the terminal icon shown below. Select Bash, since we will be executing Azure CLI commands. Now, to get started, select No Storage Account Required and choose AZ Subs AOC as for the subscription. So we're waiting. So we're waiting for it to connect the terminal. And at that point, we'll be ready to execute Azure CLI commands in the Azure Cloud Shell. Note that all of the following commands are to be executed in the Azure Cloud Shell. Let me just copy and paste this. Oh, never mind. Right. Signed in. User. We're going to type it all in. And show. Interesting. You can so no, you don't need to authenticate using IZ login, as you have already been authenticated into the Azure portal. You can confirm that the credentials worked if the succeeding output renders the authenticated user details. Like so. When the glitch got a hold of an initial account in Wareville's Azure tenant, he had no idea what was inside of it. So he decided to enumerate first the existing users and groups within the tenant. Using the current account, let's start by listing all the users in the tenant. Note that this command may take a while depending on the amount of user accounts available, so feel free to skip it, but we're not going to skip it. We'll type it in user list, and it'll take a while. The Azure CLI typically uses the following command syntax: IZ, group, subgroup, action, optional parameters. Given this, the command above can be broken down into... God. I'm so yawny. Target group or service, or AD, Azure ID or Intra ID. Target subgroup, user, or Azure ID users. And action, list. Note, to see the available commands, you may execute AZ TAC H or AZ group TAC H. Don't forget the spaces. After executing the command, you might have been overwhelmed with the number of accounts listed. For a better view, let's follow McSkidy's suggestion to only look for the accounts prepended with WV user. According to her, these accounts are more interesting than the other ones. To do this, we will use the filter parameter and filter all accounts. Let's start with WV user. and tech. Right there. So we'll have a look at that. We do have a few, like, we have some users in here. Mayor Malware, McSkidy. Basically everyone. We do have another user too. Hi person. First we're hacking. And when we're done with that, we're gonna do Fortnite. That's kind of the plan. Alright, so tech filter. Starts with and I don't know if this is an example or not, but we're gonna find out. My name. Okay. Your malware, hardware, freeware, firmware, backupware, alphaware. This is interesting. So you may observe that an unusual parameter was set to a specific account in the output. One of the users, WV user backupware, has its password stored in one of the vaults. Oops. When Glitch saw this one, he immediately thought it could be the first step taken by the intruder to gain further access inside the tenant. However, he decided to continue the initial reconnaissance of users and groups. Now let's continue by listing the groups. So AZ ID group list. Okay. They're not the groups you're looking for. Hey. Why am I so sleepy today? Now, you may observe that we have just changed the previous command AD user list or to add or AD group list. Given the output, it can be seen that a group named Secret Recovery Group exists. This is kind of an interesting group because of all the description. Let's follow the white rabbit and list the members of this group. We want IZ AD group member list. Group. And we're going with Secret Recovery Group. There's a password right there. Whoops. No. Yep, that's the password right there. Given the previous output, it looks like everything makes a little sense now. All of the previous commands seem to point to the WV user backupware account. Since we have seen a potential set of credentials, let's jump to another user by clearing the current Azure CLI account session and logging in with the new account. So let's go in here. IZ. Go ahead, IZ. Copy this. Account clear. And then IZ login user backup where hold on arguments login again. I'm tired. You're dang right this is gonna be a P. Alright, this is gonna be a P. Okay. Email. Oh, it wants email. Hey, right this way. Since it wants an email, we'll give it to them. Okay. So we've replaced the values with the actual email of the newly discovered account. So since the WV user backup where account belongs to an interesting group, the glitch's first hunch is to see whether sensitive information or privileged roles are assigned to the group. And his thought was, it doesn't make sense to name it like this if it can't do anything, right, McSkidy? Before checking the assigned roles, let's have a quick run through of Azure Role Management. Summon Dev SCR, thank you for the follow. Welcome. We're a little halfway past 950 followers, so help me get to 1,000 by Christmas. If I do hit 1,000 followers by Christmas Eve, I will go from a 24-hour to a 12-hour to a 24-hour stream that day. How's it going, Simon? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired. I have not had a lot of sleep last night, but that's okay. So let's have a quick run through. So, Azure Role Management define the resources that each user or group can access. Yeah, I've got a 12-hour stream planned for Christmas Eve, at least, and we're gonna have a pre-stream stream that'll broadcast some public domain Christmas movies like Santa Claus versus the Martians. 1 a.m. That is late. I'm assuming you're in Europe. Right, so Azure Role Management define the resources that each user and or group can access. When a new user is entered or is created via Enter ID, it cannot access any resource by default due to lack of role. To grant access, an administrator must assign a role to let the users view or manage a specific resource. That privilege level configured in a role ranges from read-only to full control. Yep. Well, welcome to Europe. Welcome to all of y'all in Europe from America. So administrators must grant access. Administrators must assign a role to let users view or manage a specific resource. A privilege level configured in a role ranges from read-only to full control. Additionally, group members can inherit. I can't speak today. So group members can inherit a role when assigned to a group. Returning to the Azure enumeration, let's see if a role is assigned to the secret recovery group. We will be using the tech all option in to list all the roles within the Azure subscription. We will be using the assignee option with the group's ID to render only the ones related to our target group. So let's type it in. IZ role assignment list assignee, and we're gonna want the secret recovery group ID. We'll go ahead and look for. So let me see. Group. Recovery group. We want group ID. Hold on. There we go. That was a bit of an accident there, but that's okay. All. let me grab some more eggnog here. I have to learn how to make my own eggnog. Alright. So, we've entered the command. You may retrieve the group ID from the command executed previously, IZ80 group list, which we've done. But the output seems slightly overwhelming. Let's break it down. So first, it can be seen that there are two entities in the output, which means two roles assigned to the group. Based on the role definition name field, the two roles are Key Vault Reader and Key Vault Secrets User. Both entries have the same scope value, pointing to a Microsoft Key Vault resource, specifically on the Wareville Secrets Vault. Here's the definition of the roles based on the Microsoft document, which is right here, by the way, guys. When I click on that, so a Key Vault Reader, the Microsoft's definition, it reads metadata of Key Vaults and its certificates, keys, and secrets. An explanation is, this role allows you to read metadata of Key Vaults and its certificates, keys, and secrets. Cannot read sensitive values such as secret contents or key material. Key Vault Secrets User. Read secret contents. Only works for Key Vaults that use the Azure's role-based access control permission model. The explanation is, this special role allows you to read the contents of a Key Vault secret. After seeing both of these roles, McSkidy immediately realized something. Realized everything. This configuration allowed the attacker to access sensitive data they were protecting. Now that she knew this, she asked the glitch to confirm her assumption. With McSkidy's guidance, the glitch is now tasked to verify if the current account, WV user backupware, can access the sensitive data. Let's list the accessible key vaults by executing this command, iz key vault list. Here we go. Interesting. The output above confirms the Key Vault data. The Key Vault discovered from the role assignments named Wareville Secrets. Now, let's see if secrets are stored in this Key Vault. Let's go ahead and do that. Key Vault secret list. vault name, Wareville Secrets, and that, yep, recoverable and purgeable. Interesting. After executing the previous two commands, we confirmed that the reader role allows us to view the key vault metadata, specifically the list of key vaults and secrets. Now, the only thing left to confirm is whether the current user has the contents of the discovered secret with the key vault secrets user role. This can be done by executing the following command. Add show, and then amend. I don't really know that many people, many dogs. Okay. Redacted. Could be name. The hell? Also, I'm very sleepy, guys. We're gonna need a lot of caffeine. ID, name, got it. Name, AOC, where? The AZ Key Vault Secret Show. Where's my mind? Now make sure you replace the value of TAC name with the actual secret TAC name parameter with the actual secret name. Bingo. The glitch exclaimed as he saw the output above. McSkidy confirmed her nightmare was a regular user could escalate their way into the secrets of Wareville. With that, the glitch had helped McSkidy to find the attack path that had taken place to escalate a user's privileges, and a lot had been learned in the process. The only question that remained was who had initially carried out the attack in the first place. There was a very limited set of wearers who had access to this tenant, and with user visibility and with that set of permissions, only town officials who performed governance validation on the tenant to ensure all the town secrets are being stored securely. The focus then turns to the motive. The only thing accessed was an access card stored in the key vault, which grants access to an evidence file stored somewhere else. Evidence in this file was in relation to the recent cyber events this month in Wareville. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled in the following days to get to the bottom of it. Something tells me we're gonna go right back to Azure tomorrow. I don't know, I just had that feeling. Anyway. Let's go ahead and finish things up here. Group ID. Right here. Vault secret. Contents of the secret. Right here. Okay. So if you like this task, check the exploiting Active Directory room to practice user and group enumeration in a similar yet different environment. That's the premium room. And we're done. And exit out of this. And let's go ahead. Leave the lab. Alrighty. That took a little longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. Alright. Now. A bit. I'll set up here. Alrighty. Well, we're gonna get ready to do the other stream on YouTube. Whew! That took a while. That also took me about an hour? Almost an hour to finish. We're already at like an hour and a half. We're not done with the stream yet. So. Anyway. I'm out of eggnog. But, you know what? We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun, guys. We're gonna have fun with Fortnite. I'm so sleepy. I don't know why. I guess I didn't have a lot of sleep tonight. But you know what? That's okay. That is alright. Anyway. Let's go ahead and do some shoutouts. And after that, we'll be doing Fortnite. But we will be ending the stream on the YouTube side of things so we can reset. So I am so out of it, guys. Like, for real. I am out of it. I am so tired. I haven't been so tired while streaming in a while. Might be the eggnog. Might be the eggnog. I promise I don't have a drinking problem or anything like that. Anyway, let's do some shoutouts and then we'll hop off of here. And then move over to Fortnite. Now we'll be going uninterrupted on Twitch, but we won't be doing the current link we're using now. We're kind of splitting. I'm trying to split the Advent of Cyber stuff apart from the other streams, so I can make a playlist. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some shoutouts, and then we'll reset the streams and go on BRB mode on Twitch. Let's see who we got here. We got Simon Devs, SCR in the house. We've got VW Person WV. We've got Ray Mary 360 in the house. Please don't call me mom or senpai, and whatever you do, don't call me daddy. I'm not your daddy. We've got Whisper of Snow. And that's it. Alright. Special. This isn't the type of stream for us to troll right now. Anyway, I don't wanna deal with that. Not during the advent of cyber. Anyway, let's see who we got on Twitter. Do we have any Twitter shoutouts to be had here? Well, we do, let me see, what do we got? We're gonna check Twitter, Mastodon, Blue Sky, all of that. So let's see, do we have any shoutouts? Whoa, what the fuck? What am I seeing on Twitter? Get that spam bot out of here. Jerk. What the hell did I just is on here? I'm gonna check this after the after we go into BRB mode. We don't have any shoutouts on Twitter. We don't have any shoutouts on Mastodon. Not Mastodon, Blue Sky. Do we have any on Mastodon at least? You damn trolls on Twitter. Anyway. Let me see here. We don't have any shoutouts! For real, we don't have any kind of shoutouts. Disappointing. Oh well. We'll have shoutouts like... We'll more likely have some shoutouts, once we get to Fortnite. Alright, guys. Let me get out of Hackers Hacking real quick. Guys, I am gonna be on BRB mode for the next 5-10 minutes. We can reset things. If you're watching on the archives, thanks for tuning in with me. We're gonna go ahead and end this part of the stream. We can do Fortnite on YouTube, but if you're just watching the Advent of Cyber streams on the archives, thanks for tuning in and watching. We're gonna be doing day 17 tomorrow. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm gonna go on BRB mode on Twitch, so we're not interrupted or anything like that. And I'll be back on here tomorrow for more Advent of Cyber, or later tonight if you're watching the YouTube's Fortnite stream. All right. And those of you on Twitch, stay tuned. Alrighty. Anyway, I will be back soon, guys. I hope each and every one of you guys have a good rest of your night if you're on YouTube. Twitch, I'm staying here for you guys. I'll be right. I'll be right back. Alright. So, to everyone watching on YouTube, have a good night. Bye. Get me out of here. Get me off YouTube. Get me off YouTube. There we go.